Gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. We're still working on workbench construction. This is going to be like a 6 to 10 year project, I think. As you can see here, we have some drilling set up. We have a drilling rig, per se. That's the old brace and bit. Get the Der Spring in there, pardon me. So this board, you should be able to see here some lines. I've marked and drilled 4 holes along this 2x4, and what I've done is kind of set up a jig on the bench itself, the bench frame, with a post here on this side, a stop block at the very end over there, and a couple of clamping points that are out of the way of the swing of the brace and bit. And so I take this pre-drilled hole board, hole whatever, template I guess you could call it, and I'm throwing 2 others under it. Let me move you around a little. Throw 2 other 2x4s here underneath of it, and sort of clamp everything in against those stop blocks and posts, and then I use the top one as a guide and drill my 4 holes. So I've drilled a bunch of these so far, and it doesn't take too long, but I wouldn't want to do them all at once because I have to do 16 of these 6-footers total to do my top. So this may be these 2, and these 2 I think will be the last of the drilling. I think. Math isn't my strongest suit, but I think those will be the last ones of the drilling. Then we'll work on preparing this for the top, and preparing to glue up the top as well. I may just run the glue up sideways across here, but we'll see. Using the workbench to build the workbench. That's the whole general idea. Let me get a gratuitous dirty old shot of the brace and bit working here, because we wouldn't be happy without that. It actually goes pretty well. See it pulling up the shavings there, and you can feel it if it stops drilling. Try to give you an example here. Oh, see, I can feel that it stopped pulling at this point, and I can feel that little screw part sticking through, so it's not drawing itself down in anymore. So you can give it kind of a little bit of loving. At that last bit, it may tear out a bit. Or we can always clear the hole. There we go. And this is the thing I wanted to tell you. Just wanted to show you it's a good demonstration. You see how this part clogs up? So that little screw, I think they call it the worm, has broken through the bottom board. And if we were doing finish work, I'd start on the other side, put this in the hole, and drive it in through so I didn't tear any grain out when it comes out the other side. But we're not worried about that level of finish for lamination of 2x4, so I'm not worried about that. But I wanted to show you this. This is kind of a neat phenomenon. And not being an actual old-timey woodworker, I only play one on YouTube. I don't know how common this is, but I've run into it a few times, where this chunk there will fill up these grooves here, and it basically plugs up the bit where it has to dig in, and if it can't dig in past that plug, it stops drilling. So we'll see if we can force this through that last bit now that it's clear. Yep. Of course that tore out quite a bit because I was reefing on it, but it's alright. That's going to be somewhere in the middle of a workbench top. So I've even tried waxing this a little bit with an old candle and stuff to try to keep that from sticking. I don't think the wax hurts anything, but it doesn't seem to help either. But that's something I've experienced, is those little shoulders in there sort of plug up. It's kind of interesting. So let's drill one of these in real time for you without all the horsing around. Let me turn you around. Alright, so here's our pre-marked, pre-drilled hole. We're just going to drop this in here. As far as she go. And I know this is going to be silly. It'll probably fetch up and do all kinds of horrible things, but we're going to try to do this in real time. You ready? 3, 2, go. Feel it starting to bite there. There we go. Here comes some sweet shavings. Still shaving, good. Still feels like the same kind of amount of drag, which is good. I'm not the best at operating here. A little wiggly, but whatever. Getting her did. There you go. Not bad. And if you keep turning clockwise and pull her out, she does a great job of cleaning the hole. Everybody likes a nice clean hole, especially when you're doing a hand finish like that. There you go. That's how long that takes. I've only done about 7 trillion of those, and a couple dozen left to go. Woohoo! I forgot to mention the whole point of why I was drilling all those damn boards. So when this goes together as laminated top, I missed. There we go. I'm going to use 4 chunks of threaded rod. So 1, 2, 3, 4, as well as glues and clamps. I don't have 1,000 clamps. I'm not interested in buying 1,000 great big clamps right now to do a 2-foot wide glue up. So the idea is to use like half a dozen clamps and some weight and some threaded rod, and then the threaded rod will stay in here and it will add to the weight and the strength over the long term as well. So that's what's up with that, and I made the whole like plenty of wiggle room because it's going to be a nightmare to get this all threaded together. I understand that, I accept that already. But it is what it is, and we will see eventually how this goes together. Another side note, I have some little arrows here. I've actually touched all of these boards with the hand plane and basically confirmed that they will plane in one direction. Or the other, or both, or whatever, but I've given them each a quick scuff just to confirm that they will plane in one direction. I didn't even check the other direction if it was good in one direction. And so I said, oh, great, I know that it will plane in this direction, I'll mark it. And I'm going to try to remember to get these all oriented the same sort of grain direction. I mean, the grain's all over the place because this is garbage construction lumber, but you know what I'm saying. Trying to get it so that we'll all plane sort of in the same direction. So that when it is a large, wide, laminated top, and all these uneven sort of joints have to get smoothed down, I'm not fighting grains back and forth one way and the other in between boards too much. So that's an idea I had on the way through. If anybody else wants to use that, send the royalty check to me. That'd be awesome. And we will see you next time I have something to update with, I guess. Keep on keeping isolated, staying home, staying safe. Remember, even if it's not you that you're really protecting directly, you're protecting all those people you know and all those different, you know, those degrees of Kevin Bacon. You know, all the different degrees of people that you know, from contact, incidental contact. You know, it's an exponential growth thing. So keep yourself safe, wash your hands, and we'll talk to you next time. Cheers.